Hello everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's Jerry, back to give you some more musical honey. I was going to go to get a haircut today, but Georgia is too far. Because of that, we're going to play a little tune called The Sweet Georgia Brown, and I'm apologizing to you about the backwards effect today, but there's some glitch going on and we don't know what it is. And we're trying to go live in two different places at the same time, but it will happen. So I'm just going to, here's a little bit of Sweet Georgia Brown. How are y'all doing this week? I'm doing good. Still doing good. You know, I've been drinking elderberry juice, no alcohol, and sleeping well, and everything's fine. I mean, I've been hearing from you guys, which is great, and you know, it's a little sad this weekend because this is Jazz Fest isn't happening. I'm sorry to all my friends down there in New Orleans. Golly, what an institution. And our own MerleFest is not happening this weekend for the first time in 33 years. This would be the 33rd, I'm pretty sure. I haven't been counting, but I've been at every one of them. I was there the first year when we just pulled in. I was out playing Newgrass Revival. We played Green Acres down in North Carolina around, I forget the name of the town. I'm sure Mr. Metcalf will let me know the name of the town here soon, but Newgrass Revival that night, and we rolled on into MerleFest the next morning in the bread truck that the Newgrass Revival traveled around in. That was, I guess, yeah. Anyway, I won't go off on a tangent yet. But we rolled in and wondered what was going on. Nobody really knew what was going to happen. And they had the perfect. They had the usual flatbed truck up there, but Cliff Miller was handling the sound, so we knew we were in good shape there. We'd known Cliff a bunch of years already, and he played with Merle and Doc. And whenever Merle couldn't make it, Cliff would play guitar. And really not many people knew the difference because Cliff looked so much like Merle that it just worked. And so, man, had a good one going on there. Anyway, we rolled into MerleFest, and here comes Earl Scruggs, Chet Atkins, Mark O'Connor, Sam and I, Bela, John, Pat, and at that time, and also Grandpa Jones, Marty Stewart, Mac Wiseman. There's so many people that were there that aren't around anymore. But man, we had the greatest time, and you know, we had 1,000 people out there or something like that. And who would have known that over a few years that MerleFest would grow to such an enormous audience? You know, 12 stages, which I don't know if you need 12 stages, but they'd have like 80 or 90,000 people there. I've been on stage with Dolly Parton at one time, Alison Krauss at one time, and then I did a transatlantic sessions, and we had James Taylor there with us. And I'm telling you, you look out at the audience at MerleFest, and it was like the ocean. It was beautiful. It was just this undulating. I'll do the curve, Trump's curve there. That was beautiful, and but just a beautiful place to be. Actually, MerleFest had all the boxes checked. I mean, you could take your family there. You didn't have to worry about it. There was no problem. Had great food there. The staff, everyone took care of everybody backstage very well, and the audience was happy. They were well served, and it was just a lot of fun. Every year they would have a big sand sculpture, and you know, that stuff will come back. We'll do it next year, but this year we've got so many good memories of that place, and you know, I have 33 years of them built up. This is my son. This is my son Patrick. I think one of the first years we were there, he was about 5 years old. Now he's black. Now he has really dark hair and a huge mustache. Hey, buddy. But you know, is that gonna work? Nope. Okay. Have a seat, Patrick. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play another tune here now that I love, and at one year I did play with the Whites. You know, for a long time I played with a band called the Whites. Buck White and his two daughters, Cheryl and Sharon, and they just sang so sweet. We had top 10 country records, you know, here in the 80s and on a couple of different labels. But they were my family growing up, you know, in the music industry. Once I moved to Nashville, Buck and the girls were like family to me, and still are. And I think Buck was watching last week, and I love that guy. God, I learned so much from Buck White, and I want to play you one of his songs. This is a song that he wrote, thinking with his wife in mind, who was from Abilene. This is called the Abilene Gal. So, yeah. with me, pal. It'd be 10 times better. Yes, oh yes. You know, MerleFest is was also very, very dear to me because of the fella that started it all there, Mr. Doc Watson. And Doc, as you know, is one of the preeminent guitar players of our time, and just a marvelous guy. I mean, I used to when I'd get to MerleFest, the first thing I wanted to do was go talk to Doc and just say hello. And to get on stage with him was an amazing thing. You'd go on stage and you'd start playing along with him, playing along with his song, and he would all of a sudden, you know, he really didn't know who was on stage, but he'd hear something, he'd say to me, he didn't know I was there, but he'd go, "Take it, Jerry," and I'd just play it. You know, you just play. Doc says play, play. And how he knew, I guess he heard me, heard the dobro, and knew that I'd be around to help him out on his sets, which was always a really wonderful thing to do. Nobody's ever played like Doc Watson, and I sure did love that guy. We lost him a few years ago, right before Earl, and and also dear to me was a friend as well, Mr. Mike Aldridge, and they both cut the same song. It's a song called "Tennessee Stud" that I heard Doc play first, of course, but Mike adapted it to the dobro, and I want to play you. That song, but I'm going to play it in the Mike Aldridge style. That's a nice song. I should have practiced it a little bit more. I'll do it again one of these days, a little cleaner. But just amazing what an impact that both of those fellas had on all of this music. So let's change. Let's drift out a little bit. Somebody said they wanted me to sing. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. So this is a song. We're shifting. We're really going to go. We're leaving our zone here. This is a Tom Waits tune called "My Baby's Leaving on the 219." Lost everything I had in the 29 flood. The bond is buried neath a mile of mud. Now I got nothing but the whistle and the steam. My baby's leaving on the 219. Well, there's a fella that's preaching about hell and damnation, bouncing on the walls of Grand Central Station. I treated her bad, I treated her mean. My baby's leaving on the 219. I said, hey, I will remember you. Hey, hey, I don't know what to do. Hey, hey, I will remember you. My baby's leaving on the 219. With the water, and the preacher stole the bride. I sent her out for a bottle, but when she came back inside, she didn't have my whiskey, she didn't have my gin. She had a hat full of feathers and a wicked grin. I said, hey, I will remember you. Hey, hey, I don't know what to do. Hey, hey, I will remember you. My baby's leaving on the 219. Farther away, you forget everything you wanted to say. Was that a raindrop or a tear in your eye? Were you drying your nails or waving goodbye? I said, hey, I will remember you. Hey, hey, I don't know what to do. Hey, hey, I will remember you. My baby's leaving on the 219. I said, hey, I will remember you. Hey, hey, I don't remember you. Hey, hey, I don't know what to do. My baby's leaving on the 219. I'm out of air. No, I'm not. I'm in good shape. So, what do you think? You know, that was, I cut that song 219 on the last record I did with the band, with the horns, and it was great getting out with Jamel, Mitchell, and Vance, and Mike Seal, and Daniel Kimbrough, Doug Blow, and and Christian Settlemeyer. We had a good time. We played at MerleFest last year. We also played Jazz Fest last year. So we did them both, and sorry that they're not happening this year, but you know what? We're doing our best here, aren't we? Doing the best we can. So we're gonna play you one more song, and call it at the end of another Flux Friday. Those were the Fluxettes just playing along with me there on that last song, and really has been fun playing for you today. Let's see, Miss Barbara from Romper Room is back. Barbara's only seeing dog names today, though, folks. We're saying hello to Cookie and Delta and Bo, and we're saying hello to Rosie and Maggie, and to Mac and Susie, who are separated right now, but we hope they get back together. Thank you. Miss Barbara, thank you, Miss Barbara. We looked her up. She really did exist. It wasn't just my crazy growing. It wasn't my psychedelic mind that saw that back in the 60s and 70s. That wasn't the 70s, 60s. See, psychedelics, they work. So, want to thank my buddy Joel from Zuma Cookies down there in Marshall, North Carolina, for sending me some cookies. Gee, thanks. I love them. I can't stop eating them. I'll weigh even more next week. Just watch it. We're measuring me as we go along on these things. So, Jill's cooking. Oh my God, it's so good, folks. Isn't it great that like some of this quarantine stuff is working out to our advantage? I mean, people are cooking. I've been cooking outside. Jill's been cooking inside, and it's wonderful. Food level has gone up, but it's almost time for us to go out and visit our friends. You know, you gotta keep the restaurants working. You know, drive up, pick up some stuff, keep those people working, and do the best you can. That's all you can do. It's not over yet. We're going to keep going with this thing, and we'll keep doing these. These are fun. I was just looking over. I made up a list, you know. Made a list so I wouldn't forget anything, which I probably have anyway. But this weekend MerleFest is from MerleFest.org. You go there, you can see performances from festivals past. And I think the 2012 one is really heavy this year. But on Sunday, you can see the show that I did with Allison Krauss in Union Station there back a few years ago. I had on some really funny pants. I don't know what was going on. I saw a little bit of it, and I had some funny pants on. But hey, that's how I felt that day. This is how I feel today. I might go walking down the street after a while. I might go mow the yard. But no, I'm not going to mow the yard. Okay? See, you leave you with this song. It's a beautiful, beautiful song that Joni Mitchell wrote, and we have seen both sides now, and I think we decided we like the one where there's no COVID-19. I'll play this one for you. Thank you for showing up today. It's a pleasure, as always, to play for you. Patrick's here. Brought my samurai swords today, folks. Don't need them. They're just fun to have up here. So we'll see you next Friday. Thanks for showing up.